at the Cleveland Browns. And my question to you is, should the Browns extend Flacco beyond this season?
So I think, yeah. So obviously, and this is the reality, I think Browns fans would agree. In a sense, when Deshaun comes back, you already know it's going to inherently complicate things because there's always going to be those fans that are when Deshaun starts to struggle a little in the stands. You know, we want Joe, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, you got like the psychological thing going on where it's like you're taking down Deshaun's confidence. Yeah, I'm just putting out hypotheticals, but we've seen how this can go before, and we've literally seen the situation play out over there in Philly. And I know it was a little bit different. But I'm just saying, I think, no, extending him, at least, like, to get him as the backup is for sure the move. Because we've seen it. No matter what, you want him on the roster, though. There's definitely not a question about that.
I mean, honestly, like, we didn't get to see Deshaun play like a full year, obviously, because last year was the suspension. This year, things were kind of shaky early on. I guess my thing is, do you know if the Browns have the record that they have if Deshaun is playing all year?
So, you know what I'll say? And this is the point I'm going to go on that I saw from a Browns fan earlier this week. And I think they were spot on with this. And I'll run with it because it's true. They were saying, like, look, you know, everyone's recently on Joe, and I get it. And there's no reason not to be. He's firing on all cylinders. You got to love his story, right? But it's like everybody's forgetting. Just earlier this year on one shoulder, you know, Deshaun put the workout to the Ravens.
That is true.
So I think like that's it. It was a good measuring stick where it's like, all right, look, if Deshaun can still come out here and play really good, basically with one shoulder against the best defense in the league, like, I think that still is a good sign.
I think it's very interesting too, is like a note you put down is the David Njoku and Joe Flacco connection. 6 receptions, 134 yards this week. My thing is, it's so interesting when you put like a new quarterback in, how it like sometimes unlocks like a new player on your offense. Like, not to say Njoku was ever bad, but I don't think, I mean, really, have we seen anything like this from him consistently over the years?
No, it's like he made his breakout last year, but if he had Joe Flacco all year for this year, he would have been first team All-Pro, like easily. So it's crazy. The numbers he would have put up all year if he was just with Flacco, I would have to do some math real quick. But I think he would have been up around like 1,100, 1,200.
And also, like, when you look at this Browns team, like the amount of points that they have been putting up, they put up 37. Oh, wait. What was that?
30, early morning electricity flanking out on us.
Yeah, what the hell just happened? Hold on. I want to make sure it's still recording. Yeah, it is.
Hey.
I was worried.
I don't know. Some with the lights. At least it was the whole power grid.
Right. I was weird. They put up 37, 36, 20, 30. Like, they are consistently putting up like numbers this year, especially with, I mean, what is Joe Flacco's our 4th-string quarterback. Elijah Moore is okay, from what I understand. He posted something about that, but that was scary. But it's like, man, the Browns are doing something very special this year, kind of like what you wrote down. And I wouldn't, if I was any team outside, even the Ravens, I don't want to play them.
I was going to say, I think the Browns are the one team besides the Ravens this year, to me, that I truly would say like feels like they have a special chance to go do something.
Yeah.
Like a chance to go do something special, because it really does feel like it's going to be one of the two. Just the way they're operating right now. Like the Browns, and that's the thing I want to say too, more importantly, like than anything, when you add in Joe Flacco, like how I look at it more than anything is like, look, this is just a great team. So when you bring in someone like Joe Flacco and they're such a great team, it just elevates Joe, and then he can elevate them. You know what I mean? It's like a perfect system.
Yeah, my thing is with the way their defense. I mean, what is so impressive about the Browns is how many injuries they've had to their offensive line, their defensive line. And I mean, like, are you really like batting an eye where it's like, oh no, they're getting beat every play? It's like, that's good coaching and good drafting, especially with the lack of draft picks from the Deshaun trade.
No, yeah, they're in that same boat as the Rams, where it's like, you know what? If you can make your late round picks work, and you want to trade with early ones, it's it's definitely proving to be not a bad strategy.
Not a bad strategy. Let's move over to the Jets real quick here. So Breece Hall is a monster, but outside of that, is there really anything? I mean, like, I guess if you're a Jets fan and once you were eliminated from the playoffs, and I think once A-Rod went down, I think everyone was kind of looking forward to next year. I think this year for the Jets should have been, and I don't know how they're looking at it in the building, okay, let's find all the fatal flaws that will prevent us from winning next year. Because if we don't win next year, in my opinion, the Rodgers trade is a flop.
Oh, it's a complete flop. And I think it starts with a lot of things in terms of like, look, you have got to go crazy on free agent depth, like depth for the O-line. You got to go crazy drafting that O-line. And then you also got to find a capable backup, right? Because the reality is, not that Trevor Siemian is not like somewhat capable, but you want a guy. We've seen that. We're seeing how the league is trending now, where the teams that have the backups that you can really have faith in, literally this year is showing like it is a completely different element where you can still be a playoff team with that. You need to have it. They need to figure that out.
So if you're the Jets, what are you? I mean, like Gardner Minshew might be an option for them. He's a free agent after this year.
That's going to be crazy. He's going to get definitely a bag, like a mini bag, but bag.
A lot of these backups, I feel like, could get like a small bag from a team.
For sure. I think Gardner might be at the top of that backup list. Bless you.
Especially if they go to the playoffs and win one.
Yeah, it's just because Gardner's been doing it the whole, basically the whole season. It's like, I know everyone, like, there's been a few other guys we know have come, Browning, other guys recently, but I think with Gardner, it's like, with that, he's consistently pretty chill. You've seen it on tape for a long time, not even just this year.